The inverse norm function on the calculator allows us to find a point at a certain percentile on the normal curve. To find the inverse norm function, go to Second, Vars, and scroll down to Inverse Norm. The first thing we will need to enter in is the percentile we want to find. Let's go ahead and enter in the 50th percentile. Now by default, the calculator will use the normal curve with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1 if we do not enter in anything else. When we hit enter, we get 0. 0 is the mean of the normal curve. The curve over on the left now has a mean of 80. If I use the same command right here, but try to find the mean of a curve with a mean of 80 and a standard deviation of 8, it will return back to me the mean of 80. You'll notice, once again, I am finding the 50th percentile. And the 50th percentile returns as 80. Finding the 90th percentile on a curve can be done the same way with the inverse norm function. Going back to inverse norm, we can enter in the 90th percentile. Any number you enter in up here will be the percentile you are looking up on the normal curve. We want to find the 90th percentile on a curve with a mean of 80 and a standard deviation of 8. You'll notice that 90.25 is the answer, and this also matches the answer the applet gives. Sometimes you might have to find the highest 20%. The highest 20% still needs to be entered in as a percentile and is actually the 80th percentile. Remember that your percentile is going from left to right, so the 80th percentile is also the highest 20%. When we do this, we get the same number, 86.73, that is displayed on the applet. To find out where the middle 50% is, we have to do a little bit of math. Here is the middle 50% graphed on the curve. Below it and above it are 25%, because if there's 50% inside total, there would be 50% outside, and we have to divide that in half. So at this point, we have only added up 25% of the area. Going through the 50% puts us to 75%, and to double check our math, 75 minus 25 is 50% between those points. Now, going over to the calculator, we can find the points. Let's go ahead and pull back up what we've written in and change it to find the 25th percentile, which is Q1 and where we would start the interquartile range. The 25th percentile on this curve is a score of 74.6. We can pull back up the command with second entry and do the inverse norm again and find for ourselves the 75th percentile. As you'll notice, the 75th percentile is 85.39, matching exactly what the applet has given us.